All right, guys, the last time Auburn and Arkansas met in Jordan-Hare Stadium last year in 2018, Auburn was only able to net 225 yards. Now, Auburn knows that that's typically not a performance that you can garnish a 34-3 win by, but they were able to do it with good special teams and also great defense. The first downs were even at 13. The key factor, though, was Arkansas with 2 turnovers, and also Noah Igbenogany had a touchdown return from a kickoff. But either way, Auburn knows that, to get on track after an abysmal game against Florida, definitely have to improve offensively, and that goes with spreading the ball around. Hope you guys enjoy this video. All right, YouTube, once again, it's Verna Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Auburn going into the Fayetteville, Arkansas this coming weekend, taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks, who, if you really look at Arkansas very closely, they are literally 8 points away from having 2 conference wins over Texas A&M and Kentucky. And the trajectory of this game, honestly, would be a lot different if they were able to pull those games off. Rakeem Boyd, running back for Arkansas, has been one of the bright spots of this particular team. They have played sound in some situations, just haven't been able to finish things off. Have had some challenges at the quarterback position between Nick Stargell and Ben Hicks. Don't know yet. Hopefully to do an interview later on today with a representative from Arkansas and see where they are with the starting quarterback coming into this week. Auburn Tigers look to really get an identity, really get a rhythm going as it relates to the offense. Now, of course, you have true freshman quarterback Bo Nix, who's still trying to maneuver his way around the college ranks. And, going back and looking at some video footage on Bo Nix, yeah, he had some receivers open. You got to remember, in college football versus high school, these cornerbacks have a lot more range. These safeties have a lot more range, and the gaps close a lot quicker. And it takes experience to be able to fit those balls in to those small little creases that you're given, especially when you're talking cover 2 and trying to fit the ball in between the cornerback and the safety in the deep route can be a little tough. And I think that's a pass that hopefully he's worked on during the bye week. And to be able to spread the ball around, because, of course, Boobie Whitlow, starting running back, one of the leading rushers in the SEC, will not be available to the Tigers more than likely for the rest of the season. So it's going to be up to Coach Gus Malzahn and his staff to be able to put Bo Nix and the rest of the offense in positions to be ultimately successful. Now, I talked about this before. I think the intermediate portion of the football field needs to be utilized by all of the potential wide receivers. I'm talking about Seth Williams, who's getting most of the love over the middle. But you got to get Schwartz the football. If you think about Florida and their ability, Freddie Swain created that one-on-one matchup with KJ Britt while Auburn was in man coverage, and KJ Britt didn't have a chance. That's the kind of matchup, the matchup mismatches that you need out of Anthony Schwartz. He could do it across the middle. He could do it out in the flat. I mean, there's nobody typically on the field that can match his speed, and especially his speed once he gets out into open space. So I think that's going to be an area that I'm going to be looking for in this particular Arkansas game, is what kind of adjustments Gus Malzahn and his offensive coordinating staff, what kind of adjustments do they make to get their playmakers the football? I really like the idea of kind of looking at the first drive against Washington last year when they had a lot of quick strikes, had Cam Martin running the ball up the middle, had a lot of tempo going, passes to Ryan Davis across the middle, Darius Slayton. I mean, they really got the offense going to begin that particular football game, and then things started to slow down. I think Auburn needs to go with the hurry-up, no-huddle offense, and also practice that hurry-up, no-huddle offense with the same personnel packages. Limit some of the substitutions so that you can get a rhythm. If you got about 10 plays dialed up, Go ahead and have the personnel already in so you don't have to make substitutions. That gives the defense a chance to make firm adjustments, kind of like what Florida did. It was loud, and Auburn just had a lot of difficulty making the proper substitutions in that particular football game. Now, moving forward, especially with the running back position in question, you talk about a situation where Boobie Whitlow obviously is out, but you got to look at what you have. You got some talented guys on the sideline who could potentially get this done. One of my favorite guys out of the group is Harold Joyner. Harold Joyner has the size. He has the perceived speed to be an every down back in the SEC. The biggest thing we want to look at is the ball protection from Harold Joyner, because he did struggle with ball protection in the Texas A&M game. As a matter of fact, if Texas A&M would have been able to recover that particular fumble early in the game, the rhythm of that game might have gone a little bit different. That might be one of the Achilles heel for Harold Joyner up to this point. I also like Shaun Shivers. Not sure that we talk about this whole every down back concept. I think Shaun Shivers is more than capable, especially with his upper body strength, and he's just a tough guy. He's a tough guy, and once he gets out in the open field, he's very fast. He definitely needs to get some more touches as well. And then you got some dark horses in this thing. You're talking Cam Martin and Malik Miller. I just don't think those guys are going to be the high impact guys. They'll come in and add some depth to the running back position. But one of the guys that we really don't know for sure, and there's a lot of speculation as to what his talent set is as it relates to SEC football, and that's DJ Williams. And we'll just have to see how his skill set will translate over to Power 5 football. He's been battling some injuries and, fatigue, and, as far as conditioning may be a factor, considering that he has been hurt a good portion of the, fall camp and things of that nature. So we'll just have to see how those things go. But I really look forward to this, because if we remember back in 2013, Game 7 was around the time that the offense really started to come together. Auburn took the trip down to Texas A&M, won that game 45-41. But what we found out in that particular game is how effective Nick Marshall and Trey Mason were in that zone read, and also how effective Nick Marshall was in run pass options. So I think that's something that we'll definitely have to look at. Game 7, hopefully Auburn can piece things together, because you're talking about an Auburn team that's 5-1, has everything in front of them. You win out, win the SEC championship game, more than likely all but in the college football playoff. Once again, it's Verna Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.